Look at that. Yorkshire-inspired minced beef and barley skillet, mashed potato, lovely onion gravy and a bit of the world famous English mustard. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are doing some old school cooking brought up to date. We are going to make a Yorkshire-inspired, I'm from Yorkshire, inspiring. It's a Yorkshire-inspired minced beef and barley skillet. Okay, you've probably never heard of it before, but I'm going to give you the reasons why you should hear of it. Now, I'm not a doctor, but there are many benefits to cooking with barley, and barley has been around from the ancient civilizations, and it was the first grain to be cultivated by humans. Long before wheat, before anything, barley was used for making bread and beverages and even barley tea. It's a fantastic ingredient to use. Now, I'm not a doctor and I can research like everyone else online about the benefits of barley. Now, barley is rich in nutrients, really rich in nutrients. It improves your digestion. Now, it supports heart health. It lowers cholesterol. I mean, this stuff is like gold, really. Weight management, which I need to eat more of this because it keeps you full for longer, so you don't need to keep snacking and eating. And probably the most important one, which affects a lot of people, is controlling of the blood sugar levels. It's beta or beta, whichever way you pronounce it, beta glucans in barley can help control your blood sugar levels. So for those that are diabetic, and I'm not going to say it's a cure or anything like that, you have to research it for yourself, but to me, if it reduces blood sugar levels, it is a good ingredient to use for diabetics. Very good. So if you know any more about it, feel free to comment underneath, let me know. Do you use it? Not many people cook with barley anymore. It's one of those forgotten old school ingredients, but we're going to cook with it today. Now, what you have to do with barley, we are going to shove it in a pan. We want to be going in with some water. What we've got to do, cover the water just about a centimetre over it. This is one of those world famous stock cubes. Now you can use any. This is a world famous one, what we all know in the UK. And I'm just going to crumble a little. Now don't go bananas. I'm just going to crumble a little bit in there. The barley absorbs a little bit more flavour. Pan on. So we got a pan on. I'm just going to give it a little gentle stir. Just get that stock cube all around that barley in there, you know. Now we're going to bring this up to a boil and then we're going to knock it down to a simmer for 30 minutes. You can put a lid on, up to you. Now I've got some water on standby just in case this absorbs all the water when it's cooking. If it absorbs all the water, obviously we're going to have to tip a little bit more in. We don't want this to run dry. We want it to plump up and be juicy. There we go, that's coming up to the boil. We're just going to turn it down. I'm going to let that simmer away for 30 minutes. For all the home chefs out there, this is one of those ingredients that you should be fully aware of, which you can use in your soups, stews, beverages, anything like that. It's a forgotten ingredient which has sustained civilization. It's an amazing ingredient. Right, 30 minutes and we'll have a look. Just remember, in that 30 minutes, just give it a little stir around, you know. We don't want anything to stick on the pan as it absorbs. Okay, so what we've got going on in here now is this. It's like a good rice pudding. That is our barley. Now, what I have done, I have come along and I have topped it up with water to stop it from boiling away or stop it from sticking to the bottom of the pan, because it's absorbed all the water. That is fantastic. So it's flame off and we're going to let that cool down. Now we want to be fine dicing this onion. Fine dice doesn't mean so minute you need a microscope to find it. You know, fine dice is just small. So we don't need to measure anything out, just fine dice your onion. And as always on this channel, please don't do this stupid parallel cut into your hand. It is completely unnecessary because an onion is made up of segments. So you can listen to all that tosh as much as you want, or you can just get on and fine dice your onion safely. As you can see, it don't get much finer than that. And that's, we're not doing that dangerous maneuver. Onion in there. We got some beef mince, that's going in there. We want to be going in with some seasoning. Now, this is fresh sage. Is it egg fresh? This is dried sage. I got some dried thyme. Now, of course, you can use fresh spices if you want, fresh herbs. And this is ground nutmeg. Now, there is one issue which I don't have a problem with, but quite a lot of people have been saying they don't eat raw onions. Now, if we mix the onions in there to be raw and then we fried this, okay, they'll be partially cooked. So to get round it, we can actually cook the onions and then chuck them in our beef mixture. So that's what you could do. But for me, I'm just going to chuck that in there. I'm also going to have just a little splash of Worcester sauce in there. And then we are going in there with all our barley. And you can see it's actually soaked up the remaining fluid in there. So I give it a really good mixing in together. We're going to get all those herbs in there, in with our barley. Give it a working in. What I'll do. So we've got a nice little mix going on there. Okay, so we've got a little pan going on here, and what we're going to do, we're going to go in there, we're going to cook this with some lard. And we're going to put our mince in there. And we're just going to start to cook a pan load of mince in there. Break it up nice and gently. Now, you have to be a little bit careful with this because it does spit a little bit because of the water content that's inside that barley. So nice and gently, nice little fry. Fry it all off. And then when we plate it up, we're going to plate it up with a couple of rings so it all stacks up on itself. We'll serve it with some mashed potato and some gravy. So basically it's just a pan full of beef mince, some barley and onions and a lot of seasoning. This smells incredible actually. All those herbs in there with that beef and onions. It smells sensational. So all we're doing is just stirring it around. We're picking up some colour now, look. That looks super. The smell in here is incredible. There's a lot of moisture in there with that barley. You can see it, you can hear it. This is not going to be dried out in any way. And we're going to serve it with an onion gravy too, so it's going to be fantastic. So that's good enough for me. You know, up to you if you want to take it any further. I think there's a nice little bit of charring on there. We're keeping it slightly moist. That is our beef mince and barley cooked. It smells sensational. All we've got to do now is serve it up. Now, I've got a couple of these rings. We're going to fill that full of mashed potato right to the top. Now, to be honest, it's taking it a little bit too far, this really. You know, you probably wouldn't do all this at home. And then we're going to get that off there. We got that mashed potato. And then I'm going to take a little bit over the top. Let's have a little bit of a roughing up on there without squashing it all down if we can. And then we're going to take another ring. Of course, you don't have to do any of this. You could just chuck it all on the plate. But you know, we're going to go in there with our mince and barley mixture. It's a bit warm. We just want to be going over there with some onion gravy. And a little bit of parsley. So there we go. That is our Yorkshire-inspired minced beef and barley skillet made. Look at that. That is phenomenal. And we're just going to take a little bit of the old mustard. There we have it. Look at that. Yorkshire-inspired minced beef and barley skillet, mashed potato, lovely onion gravy, and a bit of the world famous English mustard. It's amazing what you can do with minced beef actually, and obviously mixing it with the barley, that is healthy too. So let's come in here. Oh, look at that. Oh, and you've got all the barley in there. No words. That is absolutely flipping amazing. No words. That is incredible. And that is why we should all eat the forgotten ingredients of barley. That just elevates mince and onions to the next level. That is supreme. Oh, a little bit of mustard. Get that mustard on there. Oh, come on, get a big spoonful. That is phenomenal. Look at all that barley in there. Well, that is Yorkshire-inspired minced beef and barley skillet made. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. We'll catch you in the next video.